Shannon Sharpe blasts ESPN over Charles Barkley's $200 million untouchable status, calls out double standards and unfair treatment. In a fiery and unapologetic outburst that has the sports world buzzing, Shannon Sharpe has finally broken his silence, taking direct aim at ESPN and the special treatment being given to none other than Charles Barkley, who just closed a staggering $200 million deal. Sharpe, who has been under scrutiny himself, is now speaking up, and he's not pulling any punches. At the heart of his frustration, a glaring double standard. While Barkley reportedly skips assignments, dares a network to fire him, and flaunts his untouchable status, Sharpe found himself benched after a recent scandal, receiving none of the leniency Barkley enjoys. Sharpe's bold call-out exposes a growing tension within ESPN and paints a picture of a network playing favorites at the highest level. Now, let's dive deep into what really set Shannon Sharpe off, and why this might just be the beginning of a bigger shakeup in sports media. Charles Barkley's new $200 million deal has sent shockwaves through the sports commentary landscape. The NBA Hall of Famer and longtime analyst is no stranger to big money or bold takes, but this time, the scale of the deal and what it represents has drawn serious attention, not just from fans, but from his colleagues as well. According to inside sources, Barkley's new contract gives him unprecedented creative control, a relaxed schedule, and the kind of executive clout most sports commentators can only dream of. In fact, Barkley himself has reportedly joked on air and behind the scenes that he can't be fired, even daring ESPN bosses to try. To many viewers, Barkley's humor is part of his charm. He's blunt, unpredictable, and often entertaining. But to Shannon Sharpe, it's anything but funny. Behind the scenes, he's been stewing, and now he's gone public. The former NFL star and sports commentator has unleashed a scathing critique of ESPN, accusing the network of blatant favoritism and hypocrisy. Sharpe's frustration has been building for a while. After years of carving out a reputation as one of the sharpest, most charismatic voices in sports talk, he found himself sidelined recently due to a controversy that made headlines, a scandal that ESPN swiftly responded to by benching him. Whether you believe that benching was justified or not, what's undeniable is how stark the contrast was compared to Barkley's treatment. While Sharpe was silenced, Barkley was empowered. While Sharpe was watching from the sidelines, Barkley was skipping assignments, flexing his clout, and even daring management to act, all without facing a single consequence. And now, with Barkley's massive deal inked and framed, Sharpe has had enough. In a series of unfiltered comments made on his own platform and industry insiders, Sharpe accused ESPN of playing favorites and turning a blind eye to Barkley's behavior simply because of his legendary status and the revenue he brings in. Let's just call it what it is. Sharpe reportedly said, "Charles is untouchable. He knows it, they know it, and now everybody knows it. Meanwhile, the rest of us get held to a different standard. I get benched. He gets a blank check and a green light to do whatever the hell he wants." Sharpe's criticism goes beyond Barkley himself. It's about what Barkley's treatment symbolizes: a media empire where status and star power outweigh fairness and professionalism. Sharpe pointed out that while Barkley was skipping assignments, mocking the network, and brushing off criticism, ESPN execs were bending over backward to accommodate him. It's like watching someone break every rule in the book and get rewarded with promotion, Sharpe said. One of the things that really pushed Sharpe over the edge was Barkley's behavior during a recent high-profile broadcast. According to reports, Barkley was supposed to be present for a key playoff night analysis, but he simply didn't show up. No explanation, no consequences. Sharpe noted how such a move would have been a career killer for anyone else at the network. If I miss a broadcast, it's a headline. If Charles misses a broadcast, it's a punchline. You tell me that's fair. What makes this all the more explosive is the public's awareness of the double standard. Social media has lit up with fans weighing on both sides, some siding with Sharpe's demand for accountability, others dismissing his comments as jealousy. But to dismiss it as envy misses the point. Sharpe is not mad that Barkley got paid. He's mad that ESPN has created a two-tier system, where some voices get protection while others get punished. And it doesn't stop at Barkley. Sharpe's outburst has opened the floodgates for other current and former ESPN contributors to speak out, many of whom have quietly grumbled about the same disparities for years. behind the glamour and big money. There's now a growing sentiment that ESPN is losing sight of its journalistic integrity in favor of ratings and celebrity worship. If Barkley is the face of this new era, then Sharpe is quickly becoming the voice of resistance. There's also an underlying tension about what kind of content ESPN now prioritizes. Barkley's brash, off-the-cuff style may generate headlines and viral clips, but also raises questions about professionalism and consistency. Meanwhile, Sharpe, known for his preparation and articulate analysis, has always brought a sense of gravitas to the table. To see someone like him marginalized while Barkley is elevated sends a troubling message to both audiences and up-and-coming sports journalists. Play the game their way, or don't play at all. This incident also has broader implications for the evolving media landscape. As networks scramble to retain viewer attention in an age of streaming and social media, the value of star power has skyrocketed. But how far are networks like ESPN willing to go to preserve that power? For Sharpe, the answer is clear: too far. He described his own benching as not only unfair, but strategically convenient, a way for ESPN to show they enforce standards without ever holding their top earners accountable. They made an example out of me, he said, but they let Charles make a joke out of them.